Welcome to Riverbend Talent on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Here we are, another Thursday with Riverbend Talent. I'm Pigpen.
And I'm Dennis.
And your mama's all right. Your daddy's...
Well, Mom's doing good. Dad's a little cold right
Yeah,
now.
well, there's some Indonesian junk going around, so somebody's messed up on that song. I don't know what's going on.
I know I surrender to it. I'm out of there.
So anyway, here we are, man. A nice snowy Thursday. Oh, my gosh. Really chilly out there, and the snow is coming down. My kids are all excited about maybe no school tomorrow, but, we'll see. You remember that, getting excited when you were a kid and a little snow would start falling? You're like, no school tomorrow, please. Yeah.
What's killing me is like you didn't care if it snowed or not. You just didn't go to school.
Yeah,
I mean, not me. That was you, man. You got off. I was a good kid.
I was a kid. I don't know if it was good was in there.
I feared my parents at that age still.
Well, I should have. I don't know. Oh, man. So, even though it's a snowy Thursday, there's still a lot going on around town.
There is. And right off the bat, man, congratulations to Gavin M.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Gavin McNutt.
That's right. That's his real name. He goes by Gavin M, of course, and we're talking about...
Okay, hold on. I got to interject before we finish. I want to finish this, but if your name is as cool as Gavin McNutt, why would you shorten it to M?
I know.
It's like, that's a great name. Well, you're going to be the next thing on the McDonald's list if you get that. Anyway.
Exactly.
Anyway, Gavin M.
Right.
So
put that on
ahead.
your McIce cream, right, McNutt?
Definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Anyway, he's 05 Belleville East graduate.
Yeah.
And he's one of 4 finalists in a nationwide contest for an SUV commercial. The finalist songs will be debuted during the Grammy Awards.
Wow.
On Sunday. And the winner's based on votes received through the website. You can vote from cottonmouth.org.
Yeah.
I
saw you had that link on there. Where you
I
could
got
just
it
hit
written down too. I didn't pull that note out.
Right, but I did notice. I went on to your cottonmouth.org today, and I did notice that you had a nice, easy way to just click right there and vote. So,
right, yeah.
If you're probably going to go on that site anyway, so there you go. Vote right through the site.
Yeah, or if you see, I did a Facebook post on that. Some other people are doing it. Anyways, it's all about votes. So. If you want to support Gavin and, vote his as the best song, I think there's 4 of them with videos and everything you can check out right from that link. And it's chartyourcourse.com.
There you go. Chartyourcourse.com. And I want to be honest, even if you don't think his song's the best of the 4, he's a local guy. Come on, man.
Exactly.
Vote.
I voted. I think I voted twice.
You can vote once a day, I do believe.
Right,
is
through
the story,
Sunday,
so
I think,
there
at
you
11.
go.
The song's called Old and New Soul, Tonight.
There you go. So, hey, you know what we didn't mention, too? There's a couple things. I was skipping straight into the Thursday night because it's snowy, and I'm looking out the window and thinking about it. Did we mention Halpin Music?
We just did.
Big thanks to Halpin Music. Just fixed my daughter's saxophone once again. Thanks to that. Also dropped my guitar off for John Mondin to look at. Those guys, they just do everything down there. They take care. If you got an instrument that needs service, they're the guys to take care of it, man.
Yep.
Also, Matt Van Voorhis of
Yes.
Macias Insurance.
Mr. Matt Van Voorhis.
Thanks so much for your sponsorship of the show. Also, tonight, our guest, we didn't mention that. We have a guest tonight. It's her 3rd time coming on the show, Steph Plant. She came on with us when she had her band, the Leonas, a couple years back, and then she wrote the children's book, The Slithering Snake, and now a children's album, Moth, Wings, and Other Things.
Right, and a song. Right, live.
Yeah, she's going to do it. We pre-recorded the interview, and I told someone the other day, I said, she just whipped a guitar out and started playing, and we don't normally do that. And they said, how'd she sneak it in? No, we saw her bring it in, but she didn't Bugs Bunny it on us.
She was wielding kicks, so we were getting out of the way, allow her to bring it in. I mean, after that, we were like, I think we should be good.
Yeah, but so I'm happy Steph Plant is back, and the song it's a great song, and I'm sure the whole album is great.
You know how it is when the teacher's in the room, right? You got to be good.
you're supposed to, but then there's always that part in the back of my brain that says, just say the worst thing you can think of right now. Just because I don't know why that part of my brain's there. But
that was you. That's right.
I'm sorry. I apologize now to Steph and every other guest we've ever had for whatever I say. But
Wow.
so back to what's going on tonight. Tonight, every one of our listeners is going to log on and vote for Gavin M.
Mm-hmm.
And those of you out and about in the snow, we got plenty of things for you to do. You can stop down at Morrison's Irish Pub for the sea shanty sing-along every Thursday.
How was your drive in? Mine wasn't bad. It was slushy, but not slick.
No, I did not slide one time.
It reminded me a lot of last week's ice storm that wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The ice kind of froze off the roof early in the day, and then the rain kind of washed it all away.
Yep, down to a slushy point, but not the roads weren't bad at all on the way in. So.
We're on the borderline though, at that 32 degrees. So hopefully it doesn't get much colder. But yeah,
if the temperature drops, it's going to freeze up for sure. But the guys from the city are out working. We saw them already just going up the road there with the salt and plows. So
and
thanks,
that means
guys.
Hopefully by 9 o'clock, DJ Denice will be down at Bossa Nova.
There you go.
They've had to cancel a few times this year, so I hope that gets done.
Yeah, hopefully not. So, all right, down the road there next door is the Raging Cajun open mic hosted by Jamie Dunn and Devin McClendon. And that's every Thursday night down there.
And Germania doing open mic at the Voorhis on Broadway.
Yep, absolutely. We got Cross the Line at 7 p.m. at Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
Mm-hmm. Dead Roses at the Stagger at 9 o'clock.
Nice. Dueling Pianos with Mike Sonderger and Cameron Brown, 7:30 p.m. at the Wildy Theater in Edwardsville.
Mm-hmm. Mo Pleasure's continuing his run at the Lake House at Buffalo Park on Thursday nights in Maryville.
We got Nick Sturgis, 7 to 10 p.m. at George's Local Brew up in Jerseyville.
The monthly jam session at the Imperial Pubs tonight, 7 o'clock. Jimmy G down there setting it up.
All right, and we also have Riding Shotgun, 6 p.m. at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey, Illinois. That's quite a lot for a Thursday night going on. So whichever end of town you're on or whatever area you're in, I'm sure some of this, we went from Dorsey to Edwardsville to right here in downtown, so something in everybody's area, hopefully.
It looks
all the way to Granite, right?
It looks like tonight's the only iffy night. I think it's iffy good. That's where I'm going with tonight.
Yeah.
I think you won't have too much trouble.
No, and it looks like the rest of the weekend's going to get even better. So
I'm hoping some of that snow sticks to the ground. You know what I mean? It gives you a little more traction out there than the ice would. So
yeah.
But I think the weekend is going to be okie dokie for the big festival in town.
Yeah, Happy Trails Festival. I was just down at the Mineral Springs Mall ballroom today, watching they were putting the stage up, and things are starting to happen already.
Woo!
Yeah.
Seems like we've been talking about it for a while now, so.
Well, something tells me he's been planning it for a good 6-8 months at least.
Well, I remember seeing stuff back in November, so.
Yeah. Anybody who's ever thrown a festival or attempted to throw a big festival with many bands, it's not, it's a big party, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. So thanks to Marshall for doing the work and his crew for doing all the work that goes into that.
That kicks off Friday at 4:20.
That's a perfect time to kick it off.
4:20 with Grand House. That's Marshall's band.
Yep.
And then Aid the Beast, 5:10. Raw Earth, 6 o'clock. BongoJak, 7:10. Ian Whitmore at 8. Grass and Stone. Been a while.
Yeah.
Check them out. 8:50.
Ahna Schoenhoff,
Thank you.
9:40.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then we got Tree 14 at 10:30. And then Bounce House, 11:20 to midnight.
Man, that's the one right there.
So there you go,
Looking
man.
forward to seeing Bounce House.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun to have in.
So 2 stages on Friday and Saturday, right?
Absolutely.
Back and forth. Sound guy. You're sound guy, right? Higher Sounds. Is that you?
Higher Sound will be providing the sound reinforcement for both stages. So
you can find a link on cottonmouth.org for that, too.
Yeah. Right. So there we go. So there, I noticed that. Thanks. I saw that today. You had a link to the Higher Sound and a Family Fest. You're a nice guy.
I had it set up that way, but you didn't have the website the last time I tried to do that. You just finally got in the last month or two, I found.
Do we have a website?
Well, let's say the page.
Okay.
Let's say the page, but
Okay.
Okay, it's confusing. I don't want to confuse you.
Yeah, because I honestly, Jeff Nelson and Alex
I know.
Honke have been the guys to take care of the websites or whatever. So I really
Well,
didn't even
if you
know
just
about
say
it, so.
cottonmouth.org, it covers everything. That's
Covers
my
everything.
plan. Remember,
There you
and you're right there at the top, big white letters. Can't miss it.
I saw that.
Right.
I saw that. You're a nice guy. So there you go. And Happy Trails, like you say, this is their third.
Oh, you leaving or something?
Who, me?
Yeah, you said Happy Trails. I thought you were
No,
walking.
the Happy
festival.
Trails Fest. Happy
I was like,
Trails.
man, he complimented me, and then he's like, see ya.
Well, I want to go out on a high note. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I don't think it's going to get any
Hour
better
went
than
by
that. So.
quick, man.
No, I was just going to say it is Happy Trails' third year coming back. So congratulations to the guys and gals doing it on that, because that's not easy to keep coming back year after year.
Fun to for me and you to watch Marshall, right?
Oh,
React
yeah.
to it all, and honestly, right alongside you.
Yeah.
You know, because you've been going through the same stuff. So,
Absolutely. Well, and most people who throw festivals, you go through a lot of the same issues, finding the sound and the right bands and the right venue and
or the alcohol vendor. I mean,
yeah, all that, all of that stuff comes into play.
well, sometimes.
Anyway, sometimes you just go whatever. I don't even care. It's
You
just a
say,
party.
bring your own, and didn't work out.
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
Mila Duffey is doing Morrison's on a Friday night at 9, doing DJ karaoke with Tommy Fleming.
Who will be our guest next week. However, the show is going to air Friday instead of Thursday because there's, I believe, an Illini game.
He's going to tell us all about Third Shoot in Alton, where he's DJing on Friday night. Well, one of the DJs from the Karaoke Circus.
Yeah, and he'll also talk to us about all the great things that they've done at Third Shoot in addition to his Karaoke Circus. And I think we even talk about his extreme pool business that he has. So
Yeah.
all kinds of ground
Yeah.
being covered next week with Tommy.
Including the boat.
That's right. That's right. There is
Giant boat. Have you heard about that? Well, you got to tune in next week.
or just go out to Third Shoot before, and you'll know what we're talking
You
about.
could do that. That'd be awesome. But make sure you tell, where you heard about
It'd be
it.
awful cold in that boat right now, I'm betting. I don't know. All right, so there you go. But that is a DJ Karaoke Circus, 9:30 p.m. at Third Shoot in Alton tomorrow. There's 2 Third Shoots now, one in Grafton, one in Alton there, beginning of Fosterburg Road, basically.
And they like to do the DJ until they get something really good, and then they'll put a band in there.
Yeah.
Find out next week from Tommy.
All right, there you go.
Hey, Backroom Bottle and Barrel's doing it Friday night. I was going to let you name these,
Okay, we got Brother Hiram,
right?
Foothold, and NoCo Incidents. That's at 8 p.m., starting at 8 p.m., all 3 of those bands at the Backroom of the Bottle and Barrel.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yep, and
And
we
go
got-
right along with the Happy Trails and some original music at the Backroom as well.
And I believe at the end of that show, after those 3 bands,
It's a Saturday night, buddy. I think it's
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say there's an after show. But
Yeah,
you're right.
it's coming.
That is Saturday.
That's
You're
coming.
right. I'm jumping ahead of the game.
Fast Eddie's, though, if you want to, grab a burger, Hollywood 5 will be there, 8 o'clock. Piasa Blues Project, Mr. Dave Fork, he'll be at the VFW in Alton, 7 o'clock.
Nice. We got Baywolfe at the Pump House in Wood River, Illinois on Friday night. That's 9:30 p.m. kickoff.
Bob Griffin, always busy. The Trio at the Moose in Wood River on Friday night. Lanny and Julie at Holiday Shores Marina Bar in Edwardsville, 7 o'clock. You been to the Marina Bar at Holiday Shores, Pigpen?
I
Were you
actually
invited or?
I was not. I lived in Holiday
I know.
Shores for a while, but they would not let me in a lot of those places for some reason.
You were like 13, so I think, right? Maybe a little.
I don't know. I was old enough to drive. That's all I remember. Or at least I remember getting in a lot of trouble with the security out there. So we got Cousin Mike 5 to 8 p.m. and John Paul Jones. John Paul Keith at the Stagger Inn again in Edwardsville. That is on Friday evenings. Again,
No
that's
relation there, I don't think.
Cousin Mike and John Paul Keith.
Well, Cousin Mike might be related to John Paul Keith.
I
But
think
John
it's his
Paul
cousin.
Keith is not related to John Paul Jones, I'm pretty sure.
But John Paul Jones, ironically, is also related to Cousin Mike. I don't know. I'm just
And
making
then there's
things
Kevin
up.
Bacon, right?
Who's related to everybody. He's
Right.
my All right. Anyway, the Melodies. I'm sorry. I'm losing track of what's going on. I keep thinking about John Paul Jones.
Right.
The Melodies, 9 p.m. at the Back Bar in Edwardsville on Friday evening.
I'm riding shotgun at the Moose in Edwardsville on Friday night at 8. And
here's a band I worked with.
yeah, I know. And they didn't have a key in one of the stuff.
That's right. Head east, 8 p.m. at the Wild E Theater in Edwardsville, and
You got to tell the story now. So you're helping set up with Head East, right?
yeah.
And you notice one of the keys is missing in the keyboard. And what the Pigpen do, folks?
I asked the guy. I said, "Hey, what do you do if you're supposed to play that note?" And he just looked at me and said, "I skip it." And I'm like, "Okay." Now, I'm not saying that that's the same guy playing with him this week. I don't know.
No.
It sounded fine. I didn't notice him skipping any notes, but there was definitely a key missing on that old keyboard there.
So they're back. Head East at the
Yeah.
Wild E.
Yep.
Friday night. Double wide duo, 8 p.m. at the cabin in Judy Creek and Glen Carbon on Friday night. Josh Akers up in Jerseyville at Georgia's Local Brew, 7 to 10.
We got Hard Drive, 9:30 p.m. at Patrick's down in Granite City.
Mm-hmm. And they're doing the open mic, of course, at the Hog Pit
Excellent.
in Grafton on Friday night.
Happy to hear they're open at all in the winter. Good for them.
Coming up, Steph Plant. We're going to be talking to her in just a bit, but you want to go ahead and knock out Saturday before we do that?
Why not, man? Let's do it.
Well, because Halpin Music allows us to. That's why. Oh, you said why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Why not? Well, why not? Because Matt Van Voorhis allows us to. Oh, wait.
I love you, Matt. Only he could hear that. That's the great thing. I whispered it. It's because I whispered it.
Well.
All right. So, Happy Trails Gathering. Second day of Happy Trails Gathering. Friday goes from 4:20 to midnight. Saturday starting a little bit earlier, 1:20 to midnight.
Which
on
is
Saturday.
4:20 somewhere.
It is 4:20 somewhere.
Okay, so 1:20 on Saturday.
And we go. Darien Row starts at 1:20.
Right?
Elise at 2:10. Accidentally on Purpose, 3 p.m. Cricket and the Grilled Avocados, 3:50. The Dead Roses, 4:40 p.m. Buzztones at 5:30. Justice and the Experience, 6:20. Hooky, 7:10. Sinus Sopro, 8 p.m. Hazebond, 8:50. Spilly Nelson, 9:40, and then the Schwag, 10:30 to midnight. That's all at the Mineral Springs Mall on Saturday night. So
Yeah.
both Friday and Saturday, it's amazing lineups there.
So let's see if we can remember this. It's a 2-day pass, right?
2-day pass.
$15.
I believe so.
Right?
Yeah.
You can get a Friday for 10 and a Saturday for
10.
Is it 10 or
Yeah.
15?
Or you can save
Saturday?
I think it's 10 a
20
day,
on
I
Saturday,
believe.
maybe.
Or you can
Something different on Saturday, maybe.
Anyway, yes, but you can check the whole thing out, I believe, pretty easily just by showing up tomorrow and
Yep.
saying, "Hey, I want to be a part of this, man," because it's really there's also, in addition to all these great bands that we mentioned, lots of vendors. I saw some of the art going in down there. Man, there's this guy doing some woodworking art that just fabulous.
That's not you, is it?
No, it's
Okay.
not. But I
Just
went up.
checking.
I got his card and I told him I talked to him for a while, and I'm going to steal some of his ideas and do some of them because it was really neat woodworking that was just art. I love it. So anyway, Mineral Springs Mall.
yeah.
Also after Happy Trails,
Right?
the after party.
Right.
After Spilly Nelson finishes, they're set at 10:20. They're busting down to Backroom of Bottle and Barrel,
Right.
and they're firing back up from 11:30 to 3 a.m.
That's right.
So there you go, man.
That's how we do it in Alton. folks.
That is how we do it.
That's how we do it. 3 a.m.
All right, this is a bit gonzo journalish.
Okay, go
The
for
Rum
it.
Runners.
Oh,
8 p.m. at Morrison's Irish
yeah.
Pub.
A little different something down there, Morrison's, to go along with the Happy Trails.
You would think that Morrison's Irish Pub would be more whiskey or maybe even some potato-based vodka or something, but Rum Runners, there you go. Mila Ray Duffey, 7 p.m. at the Old Bakery on Saturday night.
Let's see here now. Dead Rose is 4:40. Check out that weekend schedule for them. They're starting at 9 o'clock on tonight, right? So
Yeah.
they get Friday night off.
Right.
That's good because they're
Now
back.
they're doing a
4:40.
Thursday.
Yeah, that was what I said, 9
Yeah,
o'clock
yeah,
tonight,
yeah.
right?
Yep, okay, and then they're doing...
Today's Thursday.
Oh, see,
big
I don't know what day it is.
And then Dead Rose is 4:40 on Saturday, and then once again Mila Ray Duffey at 7. So
Man, there you go, pumping it out.
yeah, definitely.
Saturday night, 9:30 p.m. at 3rd Shoot in Alton, the Vixens. Going to be pumping out the jams down there.
The Vixens, 9:30 at 3rd Shoot in Alton.
There you go. Naked Soul, 3 p.m., and then Hollywood 5 at 8 p.m. Both of those are happening at Fast Eddie's Bon Air on Saturday night.
We're still going through Saturday, aren't we? The Vault is 5 to 8 at the Pump House, and Trixie Delight, 9:30 on Saturday.
We got Amped Up, 9 p.m. at Doc Holliday's in Cottage Hills.
All right, Flip Side at Hooches and 16s in Granite City on Saturday at 9.
And then Baywolfe, 9:30 p.m. at Patrick's in Granite City.
You know what I seen is coming up?
What's that?
Wordy Gras.
I saw that too. You sent me a link to that. And
I just wanted you to see that picture of all them people.
That was crazy looking, wasn't
it? Yeah.
That's going on in Warden.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. That's coming up.
Excellent.
So, yeah. Levi Tucker going to be at George's Local Brew on Saturday from 7 to 10.
We got the Pennsylvania Slim Duo from 3 to 7 p.m. at the Grafton Winery on Saturday.
Kapow, 9 p.m. at the Back Bar in Edwardsville.
Happenstance, 5 to 8 p.m. That's a great Happenstance, 5 to 8 p.m. And then the Skylark Brothers at 9 p.m. And that's at the Stagger Inn again in Edwardsville this Saturday.
I want to say Happenstance play to Rock the Hops. I want to say.
That's a good name. I like it.
Anyways, Fresh Burn, 6 p.m. at Hoodats in Collinsville.
I could use a fresh burn right now. Double Tap, 8 p.m. at the Cabin at Judy Creek, which is in Glen Carbon.
Masterminds, 9:30 at Patrick's in Granite City. Dead Man's Bridge in Pocahontas, Illinois.
Wow, there you go.
On Saturday at Kelly's Corner.
Pushing even farther out into Illinois. I like it.
Wrapping up our Saturday, I leave it for you.
Fluffy's Kittens, 8 p.m. at Rooster's Pub in Staunton. I do like that. Fluffy's Kittens. And what was the Swallowtails one? That was a funny one. I forget now. Yeah. Pussycat and the Swallowtails or something. Like anyway.
All these links at cottonmouth.org if you're playing along and if you're out and about and wondering what's happening. That's the way to do it. Just bookmark it. Keep it right there. And, you won't have to work real hard.
There right? You go.
Click on there and let your fingers do the walking, right?
Do people still have phone books anymore?
I don't even know.
I'd rip one in half if they still existed. No, that was a strong guy thing. Rip a phone book in half. I bet they don't do that anymore because they don't even make phone books probably. Anyway, I digress. Let's get to the Steph Plant interview before I start talking about something even more nonsensical.
So, the song coming up from Steph Plant, too, in this interview, right, about the Moth.
Yeah.
And at first, when she started telling, I'm like, what's this going to be,
Oh, yeah.
It's a story about a moth. How exciting can it be? And surprisingly,
it was good.
It was really good.
I was kind of like you when she said moth. I thought, well, it's a kid's thing, so they'll be like, little moth fly, little moth die, little moth try. I don't know what she was. I wasn't sure. And it was
not even close.
Not even. It was a beautiful tale of
very touching.
Yeah, it was. It was. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, just don't spoil it.
Really?
So it hits it just like it hit us, man.
Spoiler alert, the moth dies. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, they all do. So
I know, everything dies.
That's what we learned.
So, all right.
We'll take a break, and Steph Plant will come in, and the show will get really good.
Nice.
And then we'll be back to talk about Sunday and tell you what's going on in the future here.
Excellent.
The near future.
Excellent.
All right. Thanks to Halpin Music Company, everybody. They allow you to get your gigs announced every week on the radio.
Yeah.
And thanks to everybody who sends them to us because that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Thanks to Halpin for the new strings I picked up yesterday.
Nice. And for the repairability of saxophone.
Absolutely.
Which is obviously insured by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis, Macias Insurance, right? Just like your car.
Everything I got.
Right. I love it. You just call Matt up, and he's like, hey, what's been going on? Next thing you know, and half hours gone by, it's like, I called you about insurance, didn't I?
Right. Sometimes I hang up and forget to even talk about insurance just because we just sit and talk. But anyway.
Right, but he's that kind of guy. He wants to be there for you that way. So that's kind of my mother loves him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like she does.
My mother wants to.
Like, this is how they used to do it back in the day, you know?
Right? Showing up at your house and
Yeah.
sitting and having some coffee with you, talking insurance.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So thanks to Matt, thanks to Halpin, and thanks to Steph Plant for coming down and talking to us. We'll hear from her in just a minute.
Back with more Riverbend talent.
Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Back to the action with Dennis Laird and Pigpen on 94.3 FM, The Big Z.
I'm Dennis.
And I'm Pigpen.
Yeah, and you're using your announcer voice again.
And I've got my deep announcer voice.
Man, you could make money with that voice, man. Waste your talent away on the show.
So here we are, back on Riverbend Talent, brought to you by who? Halpin Music, of course.
Yeah, Matt Van Voorhis, of course.
Of course, of Macias
Of course,
Insurance.
of course. Macias Insurance, of course.
They'll insure your horse.
I'm getting
of
in
course.
kitty
Of
mode.
course I don't.
I'm trying to get in like kid mode.
Right.
Because we got Steph Plant here.
We
Right?
do. We have Steph Planton, third time returning to the show.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember the first time, you were with the Leonis.
Yes.
Woo!
And you were getting ready to play over at the...
One of the fancy
say
places.
Shelbyville.
The Sheldon Concert Hall.
I started to say Shelbyville, and I'm like, not Shelbyville.
Close.
The Shelton Concert Hall.
Yeah, I loved that show.
What a great acoustic room to get to play acoustic instruments in, man. That room
I've had
is-
some amazing opportunities.
Yeah, that was a good one. You came back a little bit later with your first book out. You were the author of the Slithering Snake book.
Yeah. I love that book.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
And that included the song "The Slithering Snake," which is now on your new album.
Yep.
Yeah.
The new album entitled "Moth, Wings, and Other Things." And so now you've got your first solo album out, right?
Yeah, I've branched off into doing exclusively children's music for a little while, see how it goes. I was a Montessori teacher, and I worked with very young children for years, and we incorporated music into every part of our day back when I was a teacher, and they loved it, of course. They wanted me to write songs about everything. They would write songs with me, and I would teach them how to write songs. And I developed this large collection of music, and I decided to compile it and record it down, and I brought some friends along with me on the album, and it turned out real sweet, and I've really been enjoying promoting it and performing songs from it.
Very nice. And a lot of those songs inspired by your time, as you say, at the Montessori. So you're doing a lot of kids-type gigs.
Yeah, playing a lot of libraries, daycares, schools, nature centers, going out to Dunaway Books on the 26th in January. We're going to be recording that performance and doing a music video. And I really like Dunaway Books in St. Louis. That'll be a nice gig for me. And also playing a lot of library shows specifically. I like playing at libraries. It's a nice place to perform for children because they're already in a bit of a contemplative mood and sitting nicely, and I can tell stories and bring all my instruments and explain the difference between a banjo and a guitar and a dulcimer and a ukulele and give them a chance to strum it if they want at the end. They love my music, and it's I've been compared to the female Mr. Rogers.
Boy. Good year for that.
It's a great year for that.
I was
Yeah.
really touched by that compliment because
I
I
was
take
touched
your-
by Mr. Rogers. I shouldn't talk about it on... Oh, wait a
Do you
minute.
change?
I'm sorry.
Do you change your shoes before you play?
You
should.
You should start having a little sweater on stage, so when you walk on stage, you put your sweater on, you're like, hello, I'm Mrs. Plant.
I should.
That would be great.
Oh,
Time
man.
to take a ride on the Magic
Gonna make
Ferry.
it, yep. Imagination Land. I do love Mr. Rogers, so I was really pleased with that compliment because they were just trying to say that I it's not like a super hyper in your diaper jump up and down music time. It's songs about nature, songs about things children are truly interested in, trying to tap into their things that fascinate children, and writing songs that are gonna capture their attention and their imagination, and also maybe teach them something about the natural world.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, and if you're doing a child-based thing to be compared to Mr. Rogers, it's kind of hard to beat Fred.
I
you
was
know?
pretty pleased with that, so I've been using it a little bit on my promotion.
And as you said, a lot of songs inspired by nature and by the children's interest, because that's who you were playing these songs for as you wrote them. Where did you record the album at?
In my home. I have
It's a DIY project.
Yeah,
Nice.
well, a delightful professional recording engineer came to my house. He likes to do that. He likes to capture people's sound in their comfort
Nice.
zone, which I really
Nice.
appreciated. His
Yeah.
name's Troy Brenningmeyer, and he's an amazing lap steel dobro player. And he does lessons with Troy on YouTube. He's actually pretty well known across the world. So he brought all of this great recording materials that he uses for his really well-known YouTube channel and recorded me in my comfort zone wherever, with my couch and just where I could feel cozy. So I think that comes across in the recording really well, that I'm just really relaxed and comfortable.
Baby crying in the background, dog barking.
We tried to ensure those things didn't happen.
I think it would make it feel more homey.
It would.
I think you heard a baby crying and a dog barking. You'd be like, she's just sitting in her living room.
You're hearing me change the diaper as I'm singing.
And the little poopy says it. Oh, I don't know.
I got plenty of songs about poop in my house.
So do I. I gotta be honest. I got a lot of songs about that too. So.
I've never heard your song. Never.
You never heard Fecal-Philiac #1? Oh, you got to be kidding me! It was my big hit in the
He
80s.
has not played those for people.
Oh, it's real life, man. Music incorporated all.
So you got to record it at home. Who did? Where I'm looking at the cover here, and who? It's a beautiful cover with the moon and the sun and the it looks like a banjo with the strings coming up between them and a rainbow and a butterfly. I'm assuming these are all things and a rain cloud. These are all things you're singing about on the songs. Yeah, right?
That kind of trying to represent some of the themes of the album.
There needs to be a slithering snake around the entire thing. Doing it, eating its own tail. I don't know.
That would have been necessary, but I was
would
kind
have
of done
been-
with snakes after the last
I would have
project.
brought the Illuminati into it too, probably. So the serpent cults, Anyways, so
Who I was going to ask who did your artwork for you? It's
That
beautiful.
was me. Yeah,
I
so
was
in
wondering about
college,
that.
I was an art major. So what was been nice about this journey is I can use the variety of things I enjoy doing the most. I love my art and my music and my love of children, and be able to kind of combine it all. Because the picture book that I published in 2017, that was also all the illustrations were done by me. And it was based on a song I wrote with the QR code in the back to the recording and the sheet music and everything. And so I'm also going to be continuing on that journey of children's picture books. I have another children's picture book coming out in the spring about rainbow. It's based on the most popular song from my album. It's called The Rainbow Song. Mm-hmm. And so that's going to be my next book, which I'm also doing all the illustrations for.
Now, if I remember right, the Slithering Snake, it was more like acrylic stamps, right?
It was, yes, thank you, relief block prints. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just an illustration. You took the time to carve out the stamp and stamp the snake on each page.
I did. It was a very long and tedious process, but I loved every minute of it. I wasn't a mom yet.
You had a little more time on your hands.
It was my baby, definitely. For many months, I worked on those illustrations, carving each image and printing it and painting each one. But this next book is definitely going to be a little bit more low-key on the technique side of the art. I'm going to be doing watercolors probably and pen and ink drawings, but it's still going to look nice, just maybe not quite the level of intensity as far as the time it took to make all of those relief block prints. But
Yeah, you could have drawn those snakes
totally
with some
could.
markers so much faster. but that's it is the style. When it comes to art, it's like you could draw something faster than making a stamp, or than the slowest form of art I've ever done is sculpting.
Yeah.
It's time consuming, and I like to do
Chipping
things
away.
fast. but it becomes it's also part of the process, becomes part of the art. Those snakes wouldn't look exactly like that had you just drawn them out. So that's now this particular artwork on this cover is that a stamp, or is that
no, that's
that would be a
pen
tough
ink
stamp to
and,
make right there.
There's a variety of materials. It's watercolor and
I was going to say, I see some, like the butterfly looks a little watercolored, where on the other side, the rainbow looks a little more penciled, or the outline of this, a little more defined on the sun's points and stuff. So you're combining a few different styles of your art there.
Yeah, that I like using a variety of materials, and that one I considered using relief block print, but I'm happy with the way it turned out with pens and pencils, and I do intend to continue to make art. It's a little trickier when I've got a little toddler at home. So
Right.
that's one of the reasons why I'm going to be cooling down on the relief block prints for a little while, but I'll get back into it again. It's my favorite.
Well, now the last time you were in, also we spent a good amount of that time discussing the Montessori and what a Montessori was, and you know. How you were a teacher at the Montessori, you were no longer doing that, right? With the birth of the child,
anymore. My little baby Rendon was born last June, so he's a year and a half now, and I am still teaching music once a week at Montessori school, but I'm not the full-time teacher anymore, and that's been very amazing because I've been able to focus on my child's development, being there for him, watching him grow, tending to all of his needs, and being able to be observant with this whole amazing process of him being a little baby, and also do a lot of art and music.
Yeah.
And do a lot more my performances at libraries I wouldn't be able to do if I was still a teacher, because those are all in the morning and in the afternoon when I would be in the classroom. So I'm really happy for this amazing year to be able to take off and just spend a lot of time with my baby and focus on this cool stuff.
And to not have the job, like you say, focus on your art. That's why you've put out a book and now an album and another book coming out, and
And that's why you write a lot of poop songs.
Exactly. A lot of different inspiration, right?
Spend a lot of time with poop, right? So, I mean,
This
you might
is
as well
mom
write
life
about
for
it.
ya.
Yeah. So how about the title, Moth, Wings, and Things?
Yeah, so the reason that I decided to title it Moth, Wings, and Other Things, moths are very special to me, super spiritual, symbolic animals. But I had a very amazing experience with a moth.
Oh.
And so I wrote a song about it. It's on the album. It's called The Story of the Moth.
Okay.
And it's an amazing story. I never thought this would happen to me. I could sing it for you.
Yeah, that'd
all
be awesome.
right. Now we're getting down to some business.
Have you ever heard a song about a moth?
The theme track to Mothman, wasn't that?
I don't-
Mothman. Actually, one of my favorite songs is
What
by
are you
Hoyt
talking
Axton. It's called "The Gypsy Moth."
Okay,
I love that
that's good.
song. So.
Because
They're
I don't
very
think there
inspirational
is.
creatures.
Yeah.
I don't even think there is a Mothman. So what are you?
I know. I
one up right there.
I was
Pretty
making
sure.
up the
Yeah.
part about the Mothman. When
And the movie or whatever.
Yeah,
you're
I don't know if
talking
there's really a movie or anything. I was making all that up, but there really is. Hoyt Axton does have
Okay.
a song called "The Gypsy Moth" that I love. So there you go.
Interesting. Moths are very inspirational. They're caterpillars, and they live as caterpillars for a very, very long time, months and months and months, and sometimes with certain species, years. And then they form a chrysalis, and they will. Some species of moths will be in the chrysalis for 9 months, the same amount as a gestating baby.
Wow.
But when these moths come out of their cocoons, a lot of these, especially these giant silk moths, the one that I had my magical experience with, don't have mouth parts because they don't eat. They literally only live up to a week long as moths,
Wow.
and then they die because they're only out there to reproduce, and then they pass away. So when you see a moth, that is a very tiny and special time of their life that they get to be these big, amazing creatures.
Yeah.
And the one that I saw was literally like the size of two of my hands. It was one of these giant silk moths.
Huge, yeah.
So it was a really cool
Some of them
experience.
don't even make it 24 hours. They
That's
go
what
straight
I'm
into the
thinking.
fire.
Oh!
Straight into drawn to the flame. I don't know why.
They're kind of clumsy, and they fly right at the lights.
Yeah.
Don't
and
always
they annoy people, so they
always-
get slapped at, and
Eaten by owls and
Yeah.
right.
They are sort of a clumsy flying. It's like a butterfly. This tiny little body with these big old wings. And you're like, oh, hey,
That's
hey,"
true.
you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty neat to watch them fly because they have this level of gracefulness and a level of ungracefulness with their flying that's pretty beautiful to watch work together.
Yeah.
Big wings and a tiny little body.
fuzzy body. A lot of times they're covered in little hairs. These giant silk moths too. I'm fascinated by.
You ever
moths.
wonder if they're thinking, I could have been a butterfly?
I could have tried better, Howard. No, I don't know.
They would want to. They like nights.
So let's hear the song Moth Wings. Is that the name of the song?
Story of the Moth.
The Story of the Moth.
I tell the children I wrote this song in a minor key because it was a very mysterious and amazing thing that happened to me that I never thought would happen to me. And it happened on a dark and stormy night. It was a dark and stormy night beneath the glow of the Some frantic movement caught my eye. It looked like a big butterfly, but one of those that's out at night. I said, a moth, and I was right. She was a beautiful surprise. Her wings had spots that looked like eyes. She fluttered in a puddle all wet with rain, so soggy and quite frightened, trying to escape. Her fuzzy wings weren't dry enough to fly away, so I knelt down to see if I could keep her safe. I reached out hoping she would crawl. She didn't hesitate at all. When she felt sure there was no harm, she climbed all the way up my arm. She was majestic, huge and grand, her wingspan larger than my hand. I think she knew I wasn't scared by my warm neck. She lingered there, and after she had quivered water off her wings, I felt her cute antenna lightly tickling. For several happy minutes I considered that I'd take this sweet moth home with me to be my pet. But suddenly I felt her fly. She pulled herself up to the sky. I watched her float into the night. I stared till she was out of sight. I was quite sad to see her leave, but then I looked down at my sleeve, stuck to my sweater round and white. A miracle, a great delight. I looked down amazed to see what the moth had left on me. What were these tiny pearly dots? She had left some small white spots. I knew then with certainty she had laid her eggs on me. I froze and realized right there she'd left her babies in my care. I slowly picked them off my sleeve and gently placed them on a leaf. I put that leaf inside a tray and checked those moth eggs every day. And then one morning there I saw a sight I'd never seen before. I jumped and laughed, let out a shout. The baby moths had all popped out. Those tiny caterpillars were so small and sweet. I fed them all the leaves that they would like to eat. I thought of how their mother had left them with me, and I knew I should return them to their family. So when they'd grown a little more, I took those babies out the door. I knew they needed to be free, so I set them down under a tree. I hoped that they'd grow big and strong, with beautiful wings like their mom. I was so glad that she chose me. I won't forget that memory.
I won't forget the memory now either. Every time I see a moth, I'll think about that song.
I thought it had pooped on me.
That's what I thought too. I thought it was turning into a poop song for a minute. I'm like, oh, this is one of the poop songs. I like the way you smile when you sing. Yeah. I like the way you have water slap down your guitar when you drink. She's got a hole in her lip.
I'm very hydrated now. My guitar is too. No, I love singing and I love sharing my music with people, so it brings me joy, and I can't help but smile.
And absolutely, you can tell. You look very happy.
Did you really think they were going to make it?
Just to be terribly honest, some of them didn't make it.
Oh, okay.
Some of them died. So I was like, if I need to take these out, I can't be responsible for their deaths. I killed a few of them. It was horrible.
Truth out. You hear this, kids?
No!
You hear this? Parents, do you really want this at your birthday party? Say, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It was so awful when I noticed that they were being
You moth murderer!
The internet is not helpful enough about what polyphemus moth babies need to eat.
Exactly. That's what I'm sitting there thinking. I mean, that's a serious experiment there.
Well, when you said you gave them some leaves, all the leaves they could eat, I thought, how do you know what kind of leaf they want? Because
there was information online, but I don't know if it was all correct. I may have had the humidity levels wrong. I don't know.
All right, there's a lot to take care of baby moths. The moth moms do such a good job. We don't hear enough about what a great job the moth moms do out there.
Well, that's why I'm kind of wondering. I guess in nature, the moth lays the eggs and then just leaves, right?
Yeah.
So it was left up to you.
It was. She trusted me with those guys, and I had to do my best. So I did everything I could, but I ended up just letting nature have them.
Yeah.
I probably would have just licked my sleeve. I don't know.
Nutritious. Scrambled moth eggs.
Nope, that wasn't poop. No. I know what moth poop is. So, I'm sorry. Let's get off. So you said it was in a minor chord. A minor. Beautiful chord.
Thank you.
I don't know. D minor is the saddest of all chords.
It is a really sad chord.
E minor is pretty mysterious. Mm-hmm. But A minor does a good job there.
Slithering Snake is written in E minor.
Yeah, yeah.
Mysterious snakes.
Very mysterious chord. But A minor does. That was pretty good chord choice for that song, because it's a little bit of a mysterious chord also, but a little bit more heartwarming, I guess. A little more
like
comfort zone in the A minor.
Yeah,
the E minor. E minor is more like, oh, something's happening.
It's true. It is actually true.
I don't know if any of that's true. I'm just talking.
I feel what you're saying.
You picking up when I'm laying down? So you doing the kids' songs, you probably selling a lot of albums that way. I bet more kids' parents buy albums than people at bars. The bands that we normally have.
Yeah, I mean, when I was with the Leonas, we weren't selling CDs as much as like downloads and like getting followers online and things like that. But with children's music, these people that still have CD players in their cars, they like to have a physical disc to play for their children while they're going places, because they're all harnessed in their seats and they, it's nice to keep them entertained. So I really appreciate being able to have that part of their lives to be the soundtrack to their driving around town.
Nice.
I would imagine the vinyl market, though, not as hot in the children.
Not so much.
Right?
Not so much.
Because that's what the bands are doing now. They're going to vinyl.
Yeah, and even cassettes.
Yeah.
There's bands that have gone back to cassettes even.
Yeah.
I had to dig up a cassette player to listen to some cassettes recently, and it's not easy to find a working cassette player anymore. Like, I had 2 or 3 and I'm like, nope, don't work no more. No, Yeah, that's cool though. That's great to hear the albums are selling good. You need to get some T-shirts. Some kids will eat that up.
Yeah, I have, and that's one of the things I like about the fact that I did Slithering Snake with relief block prints, because I still have those stamps.
Yep.
I
you can stamp any T-shirt you want.
And I do, yeah. Snake shirts.
Now it's back to a job though. Make a widget. No, I don't.
Again, not a bad.
I don't know.
It is. It's a good job.
It is a great job. I'm pretty envious. I wish I could spend my days writing books and making albums.
I think anybody would be pleased to have my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're playing libraries. Any chance you're going to play Hainer? Because I know they do that kind of stuff.
I actually got in touch with them and waiting to see about a date maybe in February, but we haven't settled on anything yet.
Well, let us know.
I will.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
That'd be cool, man.
Thank you.
That's one I might be able to make. Because those are probably during the daytime,
They
aren't
are.
they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Story time.
I work straight evenings, so.
I used to catch a lot of those where I would go in the morning to the libraries and they started telling me I was creeping the kids out being there without a kid. I don't know. I just one creepy old guy in the side. I like the puppet show. I'm sorry.
Puppets are amazing. I don't have puppets in my show, but I do have lots of instruments. I get out the banjo, the dulcimer, the ukulele, the guitar, and I talk about, the banjo has a neck, the guitar has a neck, but what is the differences, and they can notice, like, the banjo doesn't have a sound hole, and the banjo has 5 strings, the guitar has 6, the ukulele has 4, so they start kind of, it's nice.
Teach them more about, like, a lot of kids don't know that usually guitars with holes in the middle, those holes are shoved with, like, meats and cheeses to feed the drummers when they do a good job.
Yeah.
If you're in a rock band, that's what they're used for. I don't know if any of this is true. I'm sorry.
We need to hook Steph up with Halpin music, and she can go down there at Kids Rock and show them some extra instruments besides the
There you
keyboards,
go.
drums, and
Some more.
bass, right?
There you go. And the kids rock is what age again?
4 to 7.
4 to 7. That's what I was thinking.
Perfect.
Really young, and they put them in bands and teach them how to play all instruments and play in a band together in a matter of weeks, basically.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd love to get connected with Kids Rock.
yeah.
Absolutely. So
It'd be cool just to take some of the kids that are involved in any of those programs there at Halpin and show them those other instruments because I think they focus on guitar, bass, and drums,
Yeah,
rock.
yeah.
Rock and roll.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the
You can show
quickest
them
way to
some
make a
folk,
band.
man. We can start kids folk.
Kids
Kids
folk.
folk.
Kids folk. There you go. There you go. It's a whole side shoot
Yeah.
of kids rock. It's
Yeah.
kids folk.
Yeah.
So,
I would totally dig that.
kids dubstep? Wait a minute. We've gone too far. Yeah, I don't know.
Kids disco.
All right. So, anything else coming up other than you've got your new album, The Moth Wings, and other things? You've got your book that you put out, Slithering Snake. Still got some of the books for sale?
Oh yeah, you can find it on Amazon, and I specifically wanted to direct people to Afterwards Books in Edwardsville sells my Slithering Snake book. That's a wonderful local bookstore.
Excellent.
And also Happy Up in Edwardsville also sells
Happy
it.
Up is a fabulous place. If you've got kids and you want to buy them toys and you're sick of plastic, you might want to go to Happy Up. They have nice wooden built things and a lot of handmade stuff. I love the Happy Up stuff.
Yeah.
So
Afterwards has some lovely toys too. And
I'm not as familiar
both
with
really
them, so.
They're both really supportive of local authors.
Excellent.
And yeah.
excellent. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, Dunaway Books in St. Louis too has my book, and I'll be playing there on January 26th. And we're doing a live taping of the show, and gonna kind of edit it together to make a bit of a music video or a promotional video for my music. And other than that, I'm also trying to set up a show at the Nature Center up here.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm blanking on the name of
Nature Institute?
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be probably in
Talahi.
February. Yes.
That'd be good. That'd be good. I'm curious. Rendon, right, is your son,
Yeah,
right?
that's my baby.
What's his favorite song? Does he have a favorite?
Question. Yes, he does.
Oh yeah.
It's my most upbeat song. He loves to dance.
Okay.
I wrote a song called "Late for Work"
Yeah.
because the children wanted me to write a song where I slap the guitar,
Right.
and I instead of strumming or
Right.
instead of finger picking, they wanted, can you please write a song where you slap the strings?
Percussive.
Yes. So I said, well, that's a creative idea. What kind of feelings does it make you have when somebody slaps a guitar? And they're like, it makes me feel
Anxiety.
like I have to hurry. And so I said, oh, I know how that feels when I'm kind of running late. And so we wrote that song together about being late for work.
Nice.
And that's where I slapped the strings of the guitar. Of course, Rendon loves that one. He wants
Yeah.
to dance up and down.
So you know what I'm seeing here? You know, in the old days, like these blues guys, kids and stuff would write songs, and producers would take them and record them and make money.
Yeah.
I see the same thing happening here. She's a shyster. She's taking these kids' songs, putting them on an album. No, I don't really
They get
think
full
that.
credit.
I don't
I have to
really
write all their
think
little
that,
names on
right,
the credits of my
right,
album.
right. And there was Joey and Susie. No, I don't know. All right. So in addition to your upcoming shows here at the bookstores, anything else coming up? We know you got another book on the way about the rainbow.
Rainbow Song. That's going to be in the spring. And if you're connected to Steph Plant on social media, Instagram, Facebook, my website is stephplantbooks.com. You'll be able to find out more about my new book because I'm going to be having a Kickstarter to crowdfund that project and be able to get in on some of the nice perks that Kickstarters have where you can get discounts or early bird rates or be able to have like special handmade things that I include with your album if you support me early on in the process. So my Kickstarter is going to probably launch early March.
Very nice.
To get that going.
Cool.
We'll be looking for that. So
That's StephPlantBooks.com.
Yeah.
Is that right? And then Steph is STEPH, right?
PLANT.
You got it. Daughter of Robert Plant. A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
Everyone asks me if I'm related to him.
No, I think it was Roger Plant.
Roger Plant. Yeah. He works downtown, right? Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Sergeant Robert Plant. He arrested me one. No, I don't know. I'm just making all this up. I'm sorry.
Plants out there.
There's a lot going on in my head right now. I'm sorry.
Oh, man, let's not go there.
No, please, let's not. So hey, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you so much
So
for
people
having
want
me.
to get a hold of you. All social media, just
Yeah.
look up Steph Plant, whether it's your Facebook or Instagram or Tumblr. I don't know. I don't know. Again, sorry. This is a kids show. I'm sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tumblrs are those things kids play with.
That's a bounce house.
I don't. Yeah, bounce house. There you go. So
I've narrowed it down pretty much just my website, Facebook, and social media, Instagram. That's about it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So
What do the kids like? Instagram, I guess.
Kids like TikTok.
TikTok.
And I'm not on
I don't even know
TikTok.
what that is.
writing it down. I'm joining tomorrow. No.
Everybody write that down. It's going to be the new thing next week.
TikTok's the new. I've got to get my band on there so these kids know about me.
That's right.
That's the way to do it.
By the time I get home, TikTok's going to be over. Something else. It's a long drive. It's like 10 minutes to get home. That's old
You can do it.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast the world moves these days. So
It is.
glad to see you writing nice, slow songs to slow these kids down and teach them about nature and things other than
you.
videos and Grinder accounts or whatever. I don't know what's going on. So, thanks so much for coming
you
in.
for
Good
having me.
good luck with the with all the things that you're pursuing. The new album, especially, which is what we're here talking about, which is called Moth, Wings, and Other Things, and snakeplantbooks.com. Go ahead.
Yep,
and
StephPlantBooks.com.
Not snake. Steph Plant.
Did I say snake plant?
You said snake.
I'm sorry, not snake plant, Steph Plant.
Snake plant. This is for the video. This is what my book looks like that I
The
published.
Slithering Snake book.
And I made the illustrations. It's based on a song I wrote, and lots of
That's a lot of
brightly
stamps.
colored- a lot.
There's a lot of stamps.
And there's cool facts about snakes in the back.
Right.
And my sheet music, the QR code to the recording I made.
Nice.
And then my my technique for the relief block prints in the back.
So we could cover that song. The music's
Oh,
right there.
yeah, I'm going to now that
Yeah.
I know there's sheet music to
Totally
it.
ripping
It's
that
going to be
off.
more heavy, though. Slithering Snake! Slithering Snake! No, I don't know.
Little Mr.
That's-
T in there.
Yeah. I pity the fool, don't slither with a snake. No, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on here. I like Mr. T.
I know
I'm
you
sorry.
do.
He's
Who
important.
doesn't?
He's
I
He's
mean,
an
important.
important,
Like,
very much, the
He's a
18.
very nice guy, too. Apparently.
Well,
Yeah.
to some
Never met him.
people. He didn't. When I met him at one autograph signing, it did not go well.
Oh.
Apparently, I was a little too anxious to touch him.
No, that was Ted Nugent.
That was
Never-
a lot of people. That was been a lot of things I go to. I get thrown out of. I'm sorry. I apologize to
news.
all of you. All right, Steph Plant.
Right?
Steph Plant with her
Everybody.
everybody. Her book, her album, and another book coming out, and many appearances. So thanks
you.
so much for coming in and being with us
Thank you
again.
so much for having me. I really enjoyed talking to you guys. Thank you for letting me sing my very long song about Moth.
It was a beautiful song. I almost teared up in the middle. And when I thought it was going to be poop, I was like, "Oh, this is sweet." And then when it was, I was like, "Oh, well, okay, it's still a nice song." No, I'm sorry, Steph. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, poop is sad.
It's true. It's true.
Sometimes.
Pedophiliac, man. I'm on a heavy regimen of Prozac. I don't know what's going on.
All right, check it out, StephPlantBooks.com and all the Steph Plant social media you can find out there.
There you go.
Including TikTok, possibly.
Including TikTok.
Maybe I have to do that someday.
Thanks again for being with us, Steph.
Loved it. Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be back with more Riverbend talent, or maybe not.
Well, you're listening to Riverbend Talent, brought to you by the Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance. And to Sunday now, Big Pen.
All right, there we go. That was a great interview with Steph Plant. But yeah, let's rip out the Sunday because we're already over time.
Right, so the Truckers at 2 p.m. and then Nate Sickmeyer and Company 7 p.m. at Fast Eddie's. Mond and always doing the Mike's 10 Pen at 10 o'clock until question mark. And then open mic every Sunday and Wednesday at the Stagger Inn again in Edwardsville. Lanny, Julie, and Jonathan, 3 p.m. at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville. And then on Sunday is the Bald Eagle Fest.
Nice.
Right? That's just a fest, not a festival. Big difference. I'm starting to figure that out. Anyways.
Hilarious.
Right. Anyways, live music by the Flashback Duo and entertainment by the World Bird Sanctuary. 11 to 3, Marquette Lodge in Grafton. The Vault, 2 to 6 at Grafton Winery while you're up there. And then Lead Sled and Roaming Home, 4 p.m. at the Tri-County Bowl in Jerseyville.
Nice. And let's not forget every Sunday the Mondin Band, Mike's 10 Pen.
Yeah, I mentioned that one.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we just flew right past
I'm
it.
just kissing up to John Mondin because he's fixing my guitar.
You can say open mic at Bottle and Barrel every Monday night, right?
There we go with the Extraordinary Blues Band.
And then Trenton Nanny, 6 p.m. at Fast Eddie's Monday. If we kept going, we'd go forever because something's always happening in this town. And we try to bring it to you each and every week right here on Riverbend Talent. Don't forget, stop by and Cottonmouth or vote for Gavin M.
Absolutely.
Right? For his chance to win that commercial and thingy on the Emmys.
Absolutely.
We're going to play his song during the Emmys.
And then and next week we will be airing the show on Friday. Friday at 6 p.m. will be a one day off. We'll have Tommy Fleming from Karaoke Circus, from Third Shoot, and from Extreme Entertainment and Extreme Pools. We'll talk about all that stuff with Tommy next week.
All right, your job, get out and support local music and art. That's your homework. We'll be back next week with more Riverbend Talent.